Just going to make some tools that might come in handy. A sanding block here that is 250 millimeters long, and this one also 250. And this one here will be, I'll put a file in the middle there. I just picked up a file last night from Bunnings as I didn't have an old one I could use, and I put a radius here, so I've got the same radius as on the fretboard there, so I can file the end of the frets, and this is a 35-degree angle here, so I can also file. I figure I'm not going to make too many guitars in my life, probably just this one, so I'd make a specific tool with the correct radius for filing. And I've also got a plasma cutter, so I might plasma cut myself a straight edge there with the frets in the correct position for a 610, obviously, straight edge. My model is about finished now. I wanted to complete the inside just to make sure everything would work before I mill the body. Just while I've got us on here, let's just have a quick look at a few things. Obviously using the Switchcraft switches, they're a little bit bigger, so I've had to just make things a little bit bigger in there. So I've cut out this section here, and this bit here will rest on the wood inside here. And this one here fit alright. I've already cut an aluminium piece, although it was a bit messy, so I might do another one. I might make these holes a bit bigger. Originally I had a piece of aluminium I was going to use, so I've actually made this a bit smaller across here than what it should be, so I've made it a bit wider to hopefully line up more with the Red Special. And I've made these cavities a bit bigger, even though these are the wrong switches. It'll sort of still have the same open look rather than a closed off look. Which is kind of silly because you don't see it, but never mind, I've done that. And also, looking in the Red Special book that Brian May put out, these holes seem centered, so I wanted to center them, but the springs are not center of the guitar, so it sort of left me with a bit of an issue. I can obviously put these holes on an angle, so that's kind of what I've done. So I'll just switch off a few things so you can see the binding. If we turn off the top, I'm going to mill this on the bottom part, so I mill these holes at the same time I'm making the guitar. I'm going to try to do minimum hand drilling if I can, so I'll mill those. They go on a slightly upward angle like that. I put a block in here. I noticed it wasn't on the original design that I drew up, so I put a plate down here, and this will rest on this bit of wood. And I've also measured up this part here that I've got for the input jack, and I'm going to cut this at the same time. So all these holes, if I switch off the jack there, will be cut at the same time when I'm cutting the base there. So that's that view from there. If I switch off the bottom, there you go. So there's the parts with the bottom switched off. And if I switch on the top, so the holes again in the top, they sort of taper up. So you can see them there. And the top part has a bit trimmed out here, just a bit extra there, cut out. Yeah, so back to my project for today. I'm going to be making these tools. So I'll start with this one here, the sanding block. I decided, just because it felt about right, it's about 30 mil deep, it's about 70 mil across, and I think I made them 20 mil long. Sorry, 200 mil long, not 250. Yeah, anyway, so we'll get that one started now. This is the first one that I made. Yeah, it's not too bad. that kind of looks like, I guess, what most people do, but I want to make it a little bit wider where those red bits are cut out, and make it a bit wider on these sides. I haven't trimmed up this support yet, but yeah, it works. Everything's in the correct position. Aluminium's a bit of a messy thing to cut on CNC machine if you haven't got the right bits, but I've ordered some more bits that are the correct ones, so I'll be able to cut it a bit nicer than what I did the other day. But yeah, anyway, there's my sample one, which, as I said, would be fine, but I just want to tidy things up a little bit. I'm going to use some of the neighbour's old coffee table to make these blocks of this sanding block. So this is about 32mm deep. I've just clamped it down initially with a couple of hold down clamps. I'm going to drill the 2 holes first, then pause the machine and put the bolts in it, take these other clamps off. Then I'll rough cut the top, and then I'll finish cut the top, and then we'll flip the whole job over and then mill out the radius, which will be a scoop into it, and then cut the edges off, and then we'll have ourselves a sanding block with a radius of 7 1/4, I believe it is. Yeah, 7 1/4, 7.25. Just drilled the holes and I've paused the machine and started to do the first bit of the rough cut. These bolts are super tight. The hole is, I wanted it a nice tight diameter so that when I flip the job over there's no slop in it. So I've used this diameter on my neck parts, sample parts that I've made so far. So I'll just get this guy in position. Just finishing up the top cut here. I've done quite a large step. I think 25% of the tool bit, so it's got a few sanding required. When I'm doing the other side, I'll have it stepping over about 5%, as I want that fairly smooth, obviously. So yeah, we'll flip it over in a second. It's been milling for about 30 minutes just to clean this out. Probably really didn't even need to do this, just could have done the radius on the other side, but I got toys, I like to play with them. All done. Okay, we'll move it up, flip it over, and then do the other side. And I might use the ball nose bit for obvious reasons. I want it nice and smooth and round. Okay, I've just switched over bits. So we've now got a ball nose bit on there. Now I need to zero that end tip of this to the table. So I've got a fairly simple way of doing that. Plug in my sensor there. Set this little block of aluminium, which it knows exactly the thickness of. Hit on my screen here 0 to Z, and then I touch it, and it's just to make sure that the circuit works. And we touch it on there, it drops down. Does it twice, and there we go. And it is now 0 to the top of the table. You see these lines on the table? This is the result of me, when I'm drawing up the job, putting the 0 at the top of the job. So I zero it up there, but I underestimate or overestimate usually the thickness of the timber here, so it cuts a bit deeper, making a bit of a mess of my table. So I'm just going to zero everything off the table now. And this one here was my first aluminium go. You can see I was running the spindle way too high and it got extremely hot. It was clogging up the mill bit, and it was not a pretty sight cutting that bit of aluminium. It worked out okay in the end, but I'm going to have another go with the correct bit, running the spindle much slower, and I'm going to use some coolant as well. Anyway, we'll just unplug this. And we'll get started milling the radius next. It's off and running, stepping over 5% of the width of the bit. It's a 1/4 inch bit, so it's going to take a while, but It'll be nice and smooth once it's finished. And I'll just cut it free. All done. Nice radius on that, nice and smooth. Alright, just take it off the table, cut it free, chop off the edges, and then we'll do the block for the file. Here's an interesting test. These are the two bits of wood that I have sort of left. I was going to do another test neck before I cut my final piece of rosewood. So this one I've trimmed up to be exactly the same size as this one, just so I can test my tool paths, make sure everything works alright. I thought I'd check the weight just to see what these two bits of timber are like. So this one is 1633, and the rosewood go, it's a bit heavier, must be a lot more dense. So it's half done. This is the 35-degree angle file side, and the other side is the flat file side. Don't know if I need to do this, but thought I might as well. Milling the final part, the hole for the groove. It's 3mm wide. The file is about 16mm wide, so at its widest part tapers down to about 10, I think, or 12. So I'll just be able to push it in and pull it out of this slot. Should be a tight fit. It's 3.2mm wide, the file. This is a 3mm groove.